We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
Kiss my ass. They're criminals. It is a hole. You ever been there?
He says what everyone else is thinking.
I'm dedicated to it. I can't be stopped.
Yowza! Got that groove going on, baby. Do you feel the Motor City soul music? Rhythm and blues. Could never before ever tuned on you. I mean, do you feel the groove? Is your life a groove? My life is a groove. You know, there's the rut. You can either be in the rut, which is too deep in the groove that you can't see daylight, you can't see truth, logic, and common sense, and there's the rut where you are driven to breed. So welcome to the intellectual physics of spirituality breeding zone with your Uncle Ted, who is so disheveled, who is so uppity, so buoyant, so on fire. It's like life, liberty, and the pursuit of Gonzo happiness on this little ditty called Radio Free Europe, Tokyo Rose, Intergalactic, Intercontinental, Wi-Fi, Real America's Voice podcast. Hi, everybody. Thank you. I love you people. You know, you might want to put on a triple layer of Kevlar today because my love gun is overloaded. Is your love gun overloaded? This is so much fun. I am so high on freedom right now. I might not look high. I might look like I'm wounded because my life is a whirlwind. Welcome to the Ted Nugent Real America Spirit Campfire, Real America Voice Spirit Campfire, where the soundtrack for life comes from defiant middle finger warriors of freedom like Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley and Little Richard and the Motown Funk Brothers and James Brown and Wilson Pickett and Sam and Dave, Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters, Leighton and Hopkins, Ted Nugent, and the children of Chuck Berry, ZZ Top, and Aerosmith, and Kevin Cronin and REO Speedwagon. By the way, get out there and celebrate the musical soundtrack. These musicians, I'm one of them. Not only am I a musician, but there's like a consequential juxtaposition of my unique purview. Is that a word? I'm not only a dedicated, gung-ho, over-the-top Gonzo, quadruple live Gonzo musician who has dedicated my very spirit of life to create music that makes me really happy, inspires and stimulates, motivates, makes joyful celebration in the Nugent camp. And then in all those concerts, 6,984 rockouts. And you know, if we really added up the rockouts I do on various podcasts, I do musical podcasts and talk show podcasts with the great Eric Bolling and with Jesse Waters and with Mark Davis and Joe Pags and Lars Larson. And back when Rush Limbaugh, I was Rush Limbaugh's first caller in Truth, Logic, and Common Sense, Daddy. And if you added up all those celebrations, even here today, I mean, I was going... There I was, back in the wild again. And I felt right at home, where I belong. I can't sing in the morning like this. By the way, it is the morning of what a great song, Fred Bear, celebrating Fred Bear. Thank you, Tom and Sharon and John and everybody up in Grayling, Jerry Coyne. I'm joining Jerry Coyne on his Grayling, Michigan radio station to celebrate Fred Bear Day every March 5th. Yesterday was Calvin Ross's birthday and Fred Bear's birthday. And I know I'm going on tangents here, but isn't that the essence of a more adventurous, stimulating, buoyant, intellectually challenging life is when you go on tangents, you pursue uncharted territory? I'm like Lewis and Clark, hey, you could be Sacagawea, so just get in the front of my canoe and charge forth, would you? The real America's Voice Spirit Campfire. It's like the martial arts of linguistic noncompliance. By the way, that's the real essence of Ted Nugent, is I was born suspicious. I remain increasingly suspicious, but what a great, great speech by President Donald Trump to cause us to be more suspicious, because now we have a commander-in-chief that is now spotlighting the runaway, corrupt, criminal, tax-torching cockroaches that is Uncle Sam, has been Uncle Sam, certainly, I don't know, certainly since 1953, when President Dwight Eisenhower came out of office and said, you know, the biggest threat to freedom and America and mankind is the CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency. That's not central. There is no intelligence, and they shouldn't be an agency. See, it took the author of Wango Tango to articulate that clearly. And the military-industrial congressional complex that will rape and pillage your paychecks and send your sons and daughters off to war to be slaughtered for totally immoral and illegal reasons. Vietnam. So, welcome to the Ted Nugent Real America's Voice Spirit Campfire, where truth, logic, and common sense is the blustering wind beneath the wings of an American eagle, bird of prey. Beautiful bald eagles. Bald eagles. Have I touched enough topics already this morning? By the way, it is the morning of the 6th day of March, but this will air on the 8th day of March, 2025. And I'm playing my guitar, having the time of my life. Boys, it has been one-hit wonder, except I've been doing it for 70 years, and I'm having more fun than ever. You know, my critics are brain dead. You know, by the way, Barack. Oh, that's so funny. If you watch the Ted Nugent Spirit of the Wild TV show on the Pursuit Network 8 times a week, Shemaine and I have a riot. Barack. But I'll disconnect the pump station of an unsuspecting herbivore at close range with my Mathews bow and a razor-sharp broadhead and put dinner on the hoof into family-sized portions, and I'll be tracking that creature on a blood trail. Love blood trails. I love blood trails in the snow. I miss blood trails in the snow, one of the greatest joys of life. Well, that's cruel. Oh, shut the I'll tell you what's cruel is eating chickens that eat their own feces and are fed growth hormones and chemical warfare so that the chicken grows to the size of a 2-year-old in 2 months, so that you eat poison chemical warfare by the Federal Drug Administration. Is that it? And the United States Department of Agriculture, that is knowingly and intentionally and criminally and immorally and sinfully poisoning America for our lifetime. But my point being is that when I disconnect the pump station of an unsuspecting herbivore, which, by the way, I've never met an unsuspecting herbivore. They're all suspicious. They're suspicious there'll be a guitar player in a tree with a short stick to take their life to feed his family while balancing their herds, called conservation. It's so perfect. I don't even know where I was going with this, but this is all good information. I deliver good information. By the way, thank you, Real America's Voice. I know where I was going. I'm surrounded by all this ammo. I got this new Colt Python. Oh, the Colt. Do you own a Colt Python 357 Magnum revolver? Do you own a Smith & Wesson Model 19 or a Model 29 revolver? You got to get a revolver. I got a revolver here somewhere, but I got this new Remington hollow point, semi-jacketed hollow point 357 Magnum, 125 grain. This stuff is terminal. Remington ammo. Those are Remington ammo bags under my eyes. But we have a great show today. Is this a show? This isn't a show. It's a Spirit Campfire. So let me go back to where I was started. Thank you, Real America's Voice, for celebrating and opening the door wide open to my First Amendment rights. By the way, I don't have paperwork. I don't have constitutional First Amendment. Yes, I do, but I don't need a man to go, by the way, Ted, we authorize you to have constitutional right of speech. Oh, I got to punch that. I'm going to hire Mike Tyson to take one of them Louisville sluggers and go enthusiasm and bash him upside the head when they say, oh, by the way, I have given you permission to speak. I don't need anyone's permission. But thank you, Real America's Voice, and thank you, the supporters out there. I love you. That's why I recommend quadruple layers of Kevlar, because my love gun is so powerful. I love you people. You can't process this love, can you? It's too much, isn't it? Ballistically coefficient love for everyone. And you know who I love even more than all you good people out there that celebrate Donald Trump? Just spewing truth, logic, common sense, goodwill, and decency, all things good for mankind in America. That's what the speech was. But you know how much I love you who support Donald Trump for the truth, logic, and common sense that he represents on behalf of the best families of America? You know who I love even more than that? I love the freak devil gang of the Democrats who won't even stand up to celebrate a 13-year-old boy overcoming brain cancer and being made an honorary Secret Service agent. And the Democrats gave the little boy the finger. I love those Democrats even more because, Nugent's divisive. Of course I am. There's a division between good and evil. And the Democrats' evil was on display at that wonderful speech by our president. And I'm going to delve deep into the gory details of the division between good, decent, loving people and soulless, rotten scum that won't even show positive appreciation for a little boy who overcame brain cancer. That tells you everything you know, how the good people align themselves with Ted Nugent, and the haters who hate Ted Nugent are pure scum. The dividing line is important. Either they stop being pure scum or I'm going to divide them. Be back in a minute with more truth, logic, and common sense, rhythm, and blues.